public episode, Jordan's house. Why did you make that face, Jordan? Say hello.
Hello.
What the fuck was that face?
Because you just started as like doing another one.
Yeah, I did my best Goofy impression.
Best what?
Goofy. You just sound like doing another one. Gosh, doing another
Gorsh.
one. My father still says Garsh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is good. It's very good.
Yeah, that definitely dates him though. You know,
Well, my dad's 80 years old.
he's 80.
Yes.
That's pretty old.
Yeah, it is. It's a miracle that he's still alive. Every day's a fucking blessing.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Because you're a Baltimore guy. You know all about Baltimore shit.
Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself.
So I was in Wawa the other day, and there's this guy, and he's got a Ravens jersey on, but it's Pearl Jam. It's like in Pearl Jam style. No, I'm sorry. It's Pearl Jam jersey shirt, but in the style of a Ravens
What does that
jersey
mean?
shirt. I don't know. I'm asking you. Like, is Pearl Jam?
What do you mean you don't know what you mean by that?
So I saw that and I was like, why is that? Like,
You mean
is Pearl Jam a fan of
Jordan,
Ravens
okay,
or
I'm going to kill myself
Why?
again. So you need to actually use your big boy words and describe what you saw. So a man was
Okay.
in a purple shirt.
yes, a purple
Like a jersey style shirt. Did it say the Ravens on the front?
So
So you
I
literally
think
just
so.
saw a guy in a
no,
purple Pearl
it was
Jam
Ravens. It was definitely a Ravens like.
shirt. Was it
trying
a
to-
Ravens like customizable jersey and
I
then on
think-
the back it said Pearl Jam?
No. It was Pearl Jam on the front, like in like the chest, like the left upper chest area. And the reason why I know it's like affiliated with Ravens is because he was also they were obviously going to a Ravens game because his wife or girlfriend or whatever had an actual Ravens jersey on. They were like matching.
Did the jersey say Ravens across
I'm
the
pretty
chest?
sure.
And then, so it was just a Ravens jersey with the Pearl Jam patch on it?
No. It was definitely a jointed affiliated thing. Okay.
Well, he probably just had a custom. If it is what you're very just so poorly describing.
It's because it's in my like nobody has good memories of like what they saw.
I have excellent recall.
No, you don't. Nobody has really. Everybody nowadays, you see something and you
And you
forget
say
about
something.
it later.
You see something and you say something. No, it sounds like he got that custom made for when Pearl Jam came like a week ago.
Oh, well, why didn't you start with that? That's obviously what it was.
Because
you
I'm
fucking
trying
idiot.
to figure out
You
what you're
dumb
trying
moron.
to tell me. Because I can't tell if you're talking about like a fan jersey where they got like the custom print on the back
Yeah.
and it just says like Pearl Jam, or if it's like a shirt that says Pearl Jam in like Ravens font, or if it's a Ravens jersey that has a Pearl Jam patch on it or something.
Yeah. It's.
But yeah, they were here
yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks
Okay.
ago.
Are they like
the time of
from
this recording.
Baltimore?
No, not at all. That's just a guy who loves the Ravens and loves Pearl Jam.
Nice. Okay.
That's like very common if you're like an older dude. Like I've seen that before where there have been like Metallica shirts, but like in the style of like a Red Sox jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit, like in like an Iron Maiden like style like hockey shirt and stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For like different color schemes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the reason why I was like really into it at the moment because I was like I've been going through like a little Pearl Jam phase right now, you know, because I heard them on the radio and then I kind of just did that thing where you go and like start the radio, and I was never really a Pearl Jam guy, and I'm kind of into it right now. So
I could see you being a Pearl Jam guy.
that and Tool, and you know why Tool?
Ugh.
You know why? It's because of you, motherfucker.
What did I? There's no way
Yes.
that I got you into Tool.
Yes.
I don't like Tool. I don't listen to Tool.
Doesn't matter. It's because you had a story, and in your stories it was like some sort of meme of a guy going to jukebox.
Oh yeah, that.
And he's
Yeah.
like, everybody's trying to stop him because he's going
to the jukebox stop and he has
But
a
that
Tool shirt on.
song was, I like that song. Yeah.
I
was like,
have
hell
friends
yeah.
that are really into Tool, and they spend so much money to go see Tool.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like an amazing performance.
I
but
bet it is. You don't like them? I was never really into Tool, but I was into Perfect Circle.
I never gave a shit about either of those bands.
Yeah.
I never gave a shit about any of Maynard's bands.
Yeah. I like
And
it.
like, I can only do so much before like I will request that the music gets changed. And I don't do that a lot. And I'm not saying that like I fucking hate Tool or fucking Perfect Circle. Or he's Jucifer also, right?
I don't know.
But
I
it's
don't know
just
anything
like
about
there's
him.
only so much that I can do before it's like I cannot listen to another
Really?
8-minute fucking song.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
That's just
Well-
like like I've had this conversation with other people who like are in bands and stuff, and we don't need to get into it because it's kind of like a moot point or whatever, but I have a very hard line with like technical music before it just becomes masturbatory and I lose all interest in it.
I know what you mean.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so like there are certain bands where like some of their songs like I really like, and there's other songs where it's like I don't feel like listening to you just be like, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like in any genre.
Right.
Honestly. And so like Tool has always kind of been one of those where it's like, hell yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So is Tool like now when someone is being called a Tool, does that come from someone who like likes that band, or is it because they're being like a tool and being used?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking Tool.
I know like what it means. Like if I call you a tool, you're being
Yeah.
a tool. But I can't give you
Is
the
it-
definition without using the word.
like
in the
which one
definition.
came first, the band or the saying?
I don't know, and I also really don't think that they're connected.
I don't think so either. But maybe Tool named themselves Tool because of the saying, and they were trying to be like,
You're like, who is going to be our fan base?
yeah,
Tools. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. If you like something, that's beautiful and fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. But what's the story behind that meme that you shared?
I didn't fucking make the meme, dog,
I know, but why did you share it?
because it's funny as shit.
It is funny. Never mind. All right,
Yeah,
let's
what
just
the
go.
fuck is
I
wrong
don't know,
with you?
dude. Who the fuck
Have
cares?
you never been to a fucking bar that Jesus Christ?
Who gives a shit at the end of the day?
Who
You
gives a
know?
fuck, man? Because we're all gonna die alone, whatever. Dude, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna remember us anyways. There's no
Fuck,
monuments built for me. Fuck it, dog. No, I mean you've never been to like a bar that has touch tunes or whatever, and then someone's like
Yeah,
plays their super niche band,
yeah.
and you're just like, God damn it.
So I used to play pool.
I don't want to listen to Coheed and Cambria at 1:30 in
Yeah.
the morning at this bar.
Oh, I used to play pool with this dude, and that would happen all the time there. And he'd always be like, "Oh, I hate this song," and I'd be like, "Damn, I like it," you know. But I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, it sucks." But in my head, I'm like nodding. I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" But it would always be something like I wouldn't put on, but like it's on now, and I'm like, "Hell yeah, this is sick."
I feel like since I had such like eclectic music taste, we'll say, when I was like younger,
Yeah,
and I used to just get so much shit for like putting on the music that I liked at like parties, or like if you could find it on like a jukebox or whatever,
yeah,
that I just like kind of have stopped playing music that I like in public settings,
yeah.
but instead will play songs that I know that other people will like that I also really like.
There you go. Yeah,
Like
that's
one
the
of-
way to do it.
Or like my
really.
number one touch tune songs is fucking Fantasy by Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
Anytime I have a jukebox, that's the first song I put on.
yeah.
It's the best. It's so good.
I just love going to parties and just like putting on like Animal Collective and watching everyone go, "What the fuck?"
I don't believe that anyone says what the fuck.
Well, I was just kidding around, but
I fucking mean, it doesn't even matter, dude. Who cares about anything,
who gives
man?
a shit?
Who gives a shit, man?
Yeah.
Dude, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Do you ever get worried about the state of your body and that your body's like falling apart?
Oh my God, dude, you have no fucking idea.
Not in like
You know
a
how many
neurotic
times-
you way, but in like a normal way.
Now I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't tell you that time I thought like I had HIV and like I had to drive to the fucking hospital.
No, you didn't tell me that one.
I didn't tell you this?
No.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, one time
I would remember Jordan's HIV scare.
dude, one time
Andrew, wait, play the special music for Jordan's HIV scare.
There's literally no reason to think I had HIV. I was just like one day, it just got in my
You're
head.
just like an 8-year-old virgin. You're like, Mom, I think I have the love bug.
No, I was just like chilling at night, and I guess I got into one of my little anxious spells, and I just like started Googling like symptoms of
HIV
HIV,
symptoms?
and it's like you feel bad, and then you're like, shit. Oh no,
Like, my fingernails do grow.
and I just like got it in my head. I was like, oh no, what, and then I like drove to one of those, like, not even like,
You did not.
I swear to God, dude. I swear to
middle of the
God,
night?
in the middle of the night.
In the middle
It
of
was
the
like
night.
2 a.m.
How old were you? Ballpark it.
I was like 25.
Oh my God, Jordan. Jordan.
And I just remember like shivering when I finally got in there, and the guy was like asking me all these questions about my like sex life, and like because he was trying to get an idea of how likely it is that I would have it. You know what I mean? Before we even do the test.
He's like, what's your favorite episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? And you're like, episode 2, season 3. And he's like, you don't have HIV. You've never had sex. You do not have HIV.
Well, and then before we did the test, he's like, okay, before we do the test, is there anyone you can call, like, in case it's positive that like could come, and like I guess it's a big whole ordeal or whatever. And I started just shaking and crying or whatever, and he just swabbed my mouth. And then for some reason I was just like shaking uncontrollably. Again, I can't stress this enough.
There should have been like, you're just having a panic attack.
And that's what it was. I mean, I was having a panic attack straight up, but there's no reason to think like at that time. Anyway, and finally when the results came back, you know what though? There's nothing better than being that anxious and then finding out that you don't have HIV.
I'm sure finding out you don't have HIV is a wonderful feeling.
It's the
buddy.
craziest, dude. Let me tell you, going from shaking,
the best high I've ever got is when I came up HIV negative, dude.
going from like shaking uncontrollably and like having a fever from a panic attack to instantly cooling down is like, there's nothing like that,
I guess. Did I tell you about the time I got a STD test in college?
Mm-mm.
So I started seeing this girl, and we were like hooking up, and she was on birth control, but she was like, hey, look, like, we're not gonna have unprotected sex until we get tested.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like, obviously that's fine, that's cool. And so like she got tested like right when we started seeing each other. And I kind of like put it off for no other reason than I was just like stoned
Lazy,
and
yeah.
lazy. And then we started like hooking up more and more, and like not having like unprotected sex, but like almost, you know what I mean? Like it was like getting really close, but we weren't like actually doing it. You know what I mean? Or it would be like for like a second and then would stop, because whatever. And I went and I got a test done, and then they were like, okay, it's going to take like 3 or 4 days.
That's
or
the
whatever.
worst.
And I was like, fine. And I didn't think I had anything, you know what I mean? But it was like, we'll get the results in, 3 to 5 days. I was like, all right. And so like 3 to 5 days go by, and like we're hanging out, and like we're cuddling, and that turns into this, there's into that. And then like we're fooling around And then it was the whole thing where it was like, I know that like we can't have unprotected sex until I get these results back, but I really want to. And she's like, I really want to too.
Yeah, just the tip.
And then it was basically like a just a tip situation that turned into just like full on us just like having sex. And we're having sex. And I was on the bottom and she was on top. And my phone started to ring. And I was like, hold on. There's no way. And then I look over and it's like the school calling with my results.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, hold on, don't get off though. So she's like sitting on top of me, like I'm still in her.
Oh my
and
God.
then you're like, is this Mr. Hansen? I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, we have
It's
the results.
inconclusive.
But she was talking really slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, can you speed it up a little bit? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you busy? And I was like, kind of. And then she was like, you're completely clean. And I was like, thanks. And then hung up and then just like immediately busted. It was so tight.
That is a tight fucking story.
It was
dude.
great, dude. That was
That's
the first
crazy.
That was the first time I busted inside of somebody.
Oh,
Raw.
wow. Interesting.
Well, that's a great story.
Wow.
Who gives a
Great.
shit? I don't fucking
Who gives
care.
a
Who
fuck?
fucking cares? We're all gonna die anyway. We're all just made out of dust.
But they also, they give you a paper that says like it literally says positive or negative, and they check off whichever one. And they literally said, this is so like if you have someone who's bothering you about like they think you have AIDS or HIV or whatever, this is for you to show them, be like, look, I don't, fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It's literally what they said.
No, there's a back in the day, there was a guy that I knew when I was between high school and college, and he was like, he's a real weird dude looking back, but he like was a serial cheater, but like took a lot of pride in it. And
Ugh.
he worked at this restaurant like in Hagerstown, and he was a bartender, and I used to sell him weed allegedly, and he would just like come to the house all the time to like buy weed allegedly, and would just be like, I fucked 5 chicks this week, like at the bar.
Yeah.
And we were just like, what the fuck, man? And he would get tested every week. Like every Friday he would get tested.
At least he's responsible.
I guess. I mean, yes, in that regard, yes. And he would get tested every week, and he would just raw dog all these chicks. But he would keep the fucking STD results in his wallet. And he would just show it to people all the
Holy
time.
shit.
Yeah.
So all he has to do really is at the bar just like flash that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's literally what
like
he would
as
do.
if they were Pokemon cards.
Yeah. He would just show his fucking test, and then he would just go like raw dog some broad.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah. But I was asking if you feel like your body's
There
falling
ain't
apart.
no little diglets on my dick.
Oh my God, Jordan. I was talking about if your body's falling apart because I slept on my arm wrong the other day, and it still hurts like 4 days later.
Oh yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
Like I fell asleep on the couch like 2 weeks ago, and it legit took a week for my neck not to hurt.
One time, have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
You know when that guy like loses his arm and he's looking for it and he picks it up?
Yeah.
That happened to me when I slept.
Oh, that happened to you one time? You lost your arm one time and you're picking it up?
No, I mean, so
It grew back. It got better.
What happened is I woke up in the middle of the night, and I guess I had slept on my arm a weird way, and it was completely numb. You know what I mean? Like right next to me, and I was in that weird state where like you're not really awake or asleep.
Yeah.
And so I was like, my arm, and like I took my other arm and I grabbed it, and I was like, and I picked it up, and I couldn't.
out.
I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, and it was like that. Like I felt like I had lost. Yeah, I was like, damn, my arm is fucked. And then finally the needle slowly came in, but for a while there, I was like just holding my arm, being like, oh my God.
That shit freaks me out now as an adult. Like if I sit like cross-legged for too long.
Oh yeah, your
and
little
like
toesies
my
go
foot
numb.
or like my toesies. My toesies go numb. But like it freaks me out a lot. Like getting older.
Yeah.
Because like you're not gonna like this, I guess. But like it reminds me of like castration stuff that you do.
What? The fuck that I do? What are you talking
not
about?
you personally.
What do you mean?
No, like if you castrate like farm animals and stuff, you use
That
like
I do? Again, where are you?
again, I'm not saying you as in Jordan. I'm saying
Oh.
the editorial you.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck, man?
Dude, I'm like confused. I'm like, is there a thing I do that I'm not sure about?
Do I like Tyler Durden, like sleepwalk and castrate sheep? No, but when you castrate farm animals like yourself or whatever, it's like you use like a series of ever tightening like rubber bands, and it
oh yeah,
it
and then
cuts
they
off
fall
the circulation
Yeah.
and they fall off and stuff. And so like you can get them for like people, which is like a whole like subset of like
Huh? What do you mean? Like people that want to castrate themselves?
yeah, if you want to castrate yourself, you can do it with like a series of rubber bands. But like people were getting like cattle grade ones and like doing permanent damage to like different parts of their body because like they weren't doing it correctly. And then so like I guess now like people had to actually come on and be like, hey, here's how you do it if you want to do it so you don't damage yourself. But anytime like
It's literally damaging yourself. But yeah, I know what you mean.
whatever. But it's a body mod, I guess. But anytime I like sit down and like my leg falls asleep or like my hand falls asleep, I'm just like, what if it never comes back on?
Yeah.
Like it like freaks me out. Like, and I don't think that would happen, but like I know enough people that have like neuropathy in their feet.
yeah.
That's like when you can't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. You were like that kid who just like got just got done with the dentist. And he's like, is this gonna be forever?
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, I get that way when I'm high. Whenever I smoke weed, which is never now because of that. I'm
Am I
always
gonna be
scared.
high forever?
Yeah.
I distinctly remember being in high school and like getting too high and like being at various people's houses and like working myself up into a panic state because like I was trapped in something, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
always like I'm trapped at like a bad kid's house in the basement.
Yeah.
And his parents are upstairs, so we can't leave the basement.
Mhm.
But I'm like so high, I just want to call my mom and
Yeah.
go home, but I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning, being too high and spinning on the ground.
Yeah. I've been in that situation so many fucking times.
I haven't.
Although not always actually, yeah, I do remember one time I was at some dude's house and he ended up like getting angry at his girlfriend that he was with and like punching holes in the wall. And we had to call the cops.
Yep.
And they fucking tased him. And then like it didn't do anything. And then I just recently found out that guy died. Not from that. I'm just saying like,
I mean, those are guys
died.
that die.
Yeah,
those
guys
are,
that die,
Those
yeah.
are dudes that like just kind of wind up
Yeah.
dead.
Right.
When you get like hey, have you talked to this guy? He's dead.
yeah, it is strange. Like as I get older, when I find out people that I knew back in the day died, I'm like, interesting. Like I'm not surprised at all. You know, a lot of the times, obviously some are very sad and very.
We're reaching the age now where like it's still any loss of life is sad, and like dying young sucks. But now it's kind of becoming a more and more common thing where it's like I hear about it more and more now, and I know that it's only going to get more and more frequent where it's like, oh yeah, so and so's older brother died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you remember being in class and like they would always pull out that statistic where it's
That
like
thing.
1 in 5 of you will be dead by 30. And
No,
you're like,
they never said that to
oh
us.
really? They did that in school at some point. It was some sort of health class. I must have been like a thing where like they were going over like drunk driving statistics or something.
The only thing that I ever really reminisce on with like the being scared of stuff, like indoctrinating like tactics in school, is I was convinced that if I had sex without a condom, I was going to get like an STD.
Yeah.
Like the first time.
Or a girl pregnant.
Oh yeah, or both.
That too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was completely convinced, and now I'm.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You know, but it really like, and I was thinking about that because like once I got to college, like when I got to college and I was like hooking up with people and I would like use a condom, and I turned down, not to be like I turned down better pussy than you've ever gotten, but there's like a few instances that I can like distinctly remember where like they were like really, really, really hot girls or girls I thought were hot at the time.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't hook up with them because neither of us had a condom. And then like,
Right.
later on I'd be like, hey, I found
That's
the
happened a
rubber,
few
and they'd be
times,
like, what are you talking? Like the moment's gone, dude.
You're just waiting outside their class.
100%.
Hey.
Hey, look what I got.
Yeah, it's so funny.
No, it really is. But like another thing that I was
They
like,
just drop their books on the ground. You throw a
they're
condom down. Like,
let's
oh,
go
look, see?
now. Are you ready for me? Let's do it, baby. No, I don't know. I was also thinking about that because a friend of mine had like a skin thing happen recently, and we couldn't figure out what it was.
Probably like a skin tag or something.
No. It was like a rash type of situation.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, because she was like, like, do I have this thing wrong with me? Do I have this thing wrong with me? Is this allergic reaction? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this?
Yeah.
And they like went to the doctor, and it was a thing where, where we were all kind of like, I don't want to be intrusive, but I am curious because this has been a point of discussion.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, it's nothing. Like it was one of those things where all of us are
Yeah, he
like,
probably like rubbed on his shirt too much or something.
yeah, we were like, do you have fucking shingles? Like, is this fucking like blah, blah, blah? And it's like, she's like, has like a cream or
just
something.
put some cortisone on.
But we
it.
were just laughing because she's a little older than me. And it's like, yeah, like once you get to be like,
You just
once you get to be older, things just kind of happen. And
yeah.
you have to fucking go and like fucking get it taken care of because you can't just like ride it out,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That is gonna start sucking when just shit just like goes wrong. Like I've never broken a bone, but I know it's
I've
coming.
never broken a bone either.
It's coming, dude.
I never
You
broke a
know it's
bone.
coming. We're due for one.
I hope I never break a bone. It freaks me out though when people talk about like hemorrhoids or like
Oh, I've had that. Wait,
I don't know if I ever have.
I have.
I don't know if I ever have. Like there's like all these like weird little things where it's like sinus infections and like all these things where it's like I don't know if I've ever had one because I just like
You've never had health insurance?
I've said this before. Like,
Do you have health insurance?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like when I was a kid, I didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a weird like doctors are the devil thing. It was like single mom. You know what I mean? Just kind of like
Yeah.
if I was sick, it was just NyQuil and Dayquil, and eventually it got better.
Yeah, I was the opposite, dude. I would go to the doctor all the time because I was trying to get out of school. So I'd be like, I have strep throat, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I would always.
But
That's
the
my
other thing.
go-to.
It's like I don't know if I've ever had strep
Yeah.
because like I would get sick and have a sore throat for like a week, and then it would just go away.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Dayquil and
Strep
NyQuil.
like is like unbearably.
Oh, I've had like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I just kind of self-medicated until it was like done.
Yeah. You get not lollipops. You get what the fuck? What's the one in the freezer? Popsicles.
Damn, dude, that was sick. Yo, who's the motherfucker in the
You get
freezer?
popsicles when you have you basically try to get the popsicle all the way down your throat to cool it off.
You're trying to deep throat a popsicle?
Yeah.
You fucking little freak. Little fucking nasty boy.
Those fucking firecracker ones are shaped like the
Those are
flag
fun. The American flag
colors.
ones.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a story before we leave and go to Patreon where things get really fun and cool. I was in DC the other day for work, and I was sitting in like a lobby waiting to do something for work. And there was a dude sitting like a couple seats away from me, and we were like the only people in this waiting room. And he was on the phone. And I'm sure you've had this where it's like you immediately start listening to someone else's conversation because it's like hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But this was one of the very few instances where I wasn't afraid to let him know through my various actions that I was listening to him because it was too entertaining to not be like, we're in this together now, brother.
Right.
And so this dude was like, I got in the office and this guy got in and we were both sitting there, and then his phone rings and he starts talking. He was like an older guy, and he had like a very, very, very thick, like Middle Eastern accent, obviously was ESL, whatever. And he's talking on the phone, and he just keeps on being like, it's fine. Like, I'm sure she's there somewhere. It's fine, blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of like repeating this over and over again, right? And then he just keeps on repeating himself. And then his accent starts to get more thick because he's getting more worked up. And then he puts it on speakerphone because it's like he FaceTimes the person, and it's like a younger woman is on the phone. And I realized what it is that I guess this person was watching his cat and the person like was saying that they can't find the cat, and so they think that the cat had got out of the apartment. And the guy is like, no, the cat's just probably hiding. It's fine. And the person on the phone's like, no, I'm kidding. No, it has to be gone. I've looked literally everywhere. And the guy's like, I'm telling you right now, the cat's there. It's fine. And so then it escalated this whole thing where the person's like, you need to come here now, and I don't know what to do. And the person's like almost crying on the phone and saying that they're going to call all these other people to like try and find this cat, that they know the cat's out. And the dude basically is just like, I am at this blah 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 office. I have to be here to do this paperwork. I'm not coming over there. No one's leaving work to go look for the fucking cat. I'm telling you, it's probably under the couch. But his accent, like he's starting to like use whatever his native tongue is. He's like using those words more and more. And he like, and I'm just like sitting on this couch, like just looking at him. And he's like kind of looking at me and like making like the hand gestures of like, you see what I gotta deal with? And I'm just being there, being like, I know, man, I don't know. Hey, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's just like freaking out on the phone, being like, you need to calm down. This is completely okay. And then just like, by the end of it, he just wasn't even speaking English anymore. And the woman on the phone's like, you know, I can't understand you. Like, it was fucking crazy. And then they called my name to go in and do whatever I had to do for work.
Yeah.
But I tried to like wait a second so I could like see how this all played out.
Yeah.
And then when I came back after my thing, like the guy was gone. But
and then so you were basically like, hey, what happened to your cat, dude? And
yeah, it's
he was
hey,
probably
what's
like,
going
who
on
gives
with
a
that
shit?
cat? And he's just fucking the cat.
Shit.
I fucking hate that cat now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. I love like people watching and like eavesdropping on conversation, because sometimes people just like do private stuff in public so hard that it's like you're putting on a we're all involved.
It's crazy,
now.
yeah.
You're putting on a show.
I'm just
How can I not be involved in this?
It's how you can tell that like I definitely care about what people think too much, because I would never do anything like that they're doing.
It
you know?
would take a lot.
I see a lot of these people on YouTube like going into stores and stuff and filming, and I'm like,
nope,
I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do that. It would take a lot for me to have like an actual private conversation in public. And sometimes I see people doing those and it's like, I can tell that you don't want to be doing this. And I'm going to at least give you the common decency of pretending like I'm not listening to you because I'm like looking on my phone or whatever. But sometimes there's shit where it's like, you are just the whole way in public, and now I'm just going to be sitting here and just staring you in the eyes.
They're giving you a show, and then you know, sometimes they play it up like what you said with the hand gestures and shit.
I'm an artist. I love it. I love a performance.
Yeah.
I love it when people put on a good show.
Yeah.
We're going to Patreon now, Jordan.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a dude? Who gives,
a
fuck?
fucking shit?
Who gives a shit? We're all gonna die.